Welcome. We are live. Hopefully, you can hear us. If you can hear us, awesome. If you can't, I will fix it in a moment. I promise. And you have to read these lips. So, we're going to get started. We are starting on something completely fresh and completely new. But the only thing that you're going to see is a bunch of familiar faces and some new ones, some people you haven't seen for a while, some people you see every Tuesday, a whole mix of all that kind of stuff. Because that's what we do. We're still hanging out here in Sacramento, and we just play games. So, but we're gonna get into this. This is yes, World War Bug. We are going to use a decently traditional system based kind of on Blades in the Dark. It's still going to be out of that wheelhouse, but we'll get a little bit more into that. I know Mike will get into that. So thanks for watching, and we're going to get right into it. I'm going to give this over to you, Michael, because this is your brainchild. It's all you.
All right, thank you very much. And welcome everybody to World War Bug, the epic insect military saga that takes you through a massive conflict, one teeny tiny battle at a time. This game is played using blades, or not blades in the dark, Band of Blades, a Blades in the Dark, a Forged in the Dark game that kind of uses the great Blades in the Dark as like a core. It is also a completely original setting, and it is all my creation. And I've twisted the rules. We twisted the rules around a little bit, try to change the flavor. So it's not quite what Band of Blades is. And I do want to say that any errors, any problems are completely mine, not Band of Blades, which is an amazing game. And maybe we could do a session playing Band of Blades as it's intended to be played, which I think would be a very good time. I'm hoping this one will too. This is a unique insect take on the Great War. So let's go ahead and meet our soldiers who will very soon be entering the front. We'll just do real quickly and then kind of introduce our characters in the action. So please tell me who you are and who you're playing, and then we'll get right into it. Starting with somebody who is new to Time Tabletop. We're very happy to have him joining us. It is Garrett.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Garrett Baltz. I'm former resident of the Sacramento County, now out in Berkeley. I'm currently going to be playing Lane Rauriok, a stag beetle who's not really suited for the school life, but feels like he could establish himself in the forefront. Uh, uses brawny stag beetle stamina and physique to prove himself worthy, make a name for his family.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's no place to prove yourself when you're a young pupa in the battlefield. Also joining us, a Time to Tabletop mainstay. He's hosted many amazing games, and we're very happy to have him here. It is Patrick.
Hello, everybody. I am Patrick. I am playing Sergeant Ektom Lucano, the sole surviving army ant from a colony destroyed in the past, looking to get some revenge in the future.
All right. Well, we will see how that revenge works out. We are also joined by another amazing player who's been in, I think, almost all of the games we've done here at Town Tabletop, maybe since very close to the beginning. It is Nick.
Yeah, been around since a while. I think Masks Day. Yeah. Anyways, I'm Nick, and I'm playing Corporal Svin Day, a Death's Head Hawkmoth scout. Uh, used to be part of the from another country, but moved to travel, aka run from the law. So, and joined up in the army.
It takes all kinds. And then finally, very happy to have him here. He's been in quite a variety of Time Tabletop games, and we're very lucky to have him. It is Dallas.
Hey, everybody. I'm Dallas, and you already know that I'm the lucky one to be here. So that's the truth. and I'm definitely looking forward to be playing Lance Corporal Flip Breezehop. Originally from the how do you say this? La République des Fouets, but now residing in the hilltop areas because of need and all the change of hands that were happening up in the tree and the loss of life there. So he's going to the front to get even and get some odds back for the lives they've already lost in the early war.
Ooh, very cool. All right, so with our insect soldiers in mind, we are entering the world of World War Bug. This story takes place in the Bloom household, an average suburban house belonging to Dr. Bloom, who happens to be a entomologist. Dr. Bloom's insect collections span the world. Unfortunately, kind of an absent-minded professor. Quite a few of these insects, these bugs of all sorts, have spread out into his house, into the fence and the forest beyond, and created a patchwork of nations which are now at war. So we'll begin with a live report from the front. This is from the mid-afternoon waggle dance by bee reporter Buzz Peachtree. War! That's right, ladies and gentlebugs. This grand conflict has been ripping through the Bloom household for 2 terrible months, with no sign of letting up. From the shores of the swimming pool to the cold linoleum of the kitchen, bugs are battling for the future of their nations. On one side, the insect entente. On the other, the central swarms. For days, the bugs of these 2 mighty alliances have waged furious warfare. Our own nation, the United Hives, remains neutral. But for how long? Now, finally, course of war may be changing, the drudgery of stalemate broken in a flash of ant fury. The Hillington Empire, safeguarded from the worst of the battle by the little pond surrounding their hill, is truly bringing their might to the fray, joining with the leaf-cutter ants of the Republic of Leaves in the Great Backyard Offensive. For the past 3 hours, Hillington Expeditionary Force pebble cannons have pounded into the ranks of the Nessenheim troops. Soon, the call will go and the offensive against Nessenheim will begin. I bet the Iron Kaiser's ants are quaking in their exoskeletons. Now, let's meet some of the brave Hillington bugs who will lead their nation's armies to victory against the might of Nessenheim. Here is a fine example of the Hillish ant warrior. And Patrick, he's we're cutting into the trenches right now. This bee, maybe he's got like a little tiny hat with like a leaf with like press written on it stuck in the band there, is calling to you. All of you are kind of like moving up through these entrenchments, these vast interlinked tunnels that have been built in the dead center of the backyard. So this bee reporter is calling to you. You and your other soldiers in the squad of the plastic platoon, along with numerous other ants, insects of all kinds, and the Hillish Expeditionary Force are moving up to begin the attack. This bee reporter is calling out to you. You there, sir?
Yes. How can I assist you?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
How can I assist you? You're asking questions.
Buzz Peachtree, the mid-afternoon waggle dance. Sir, are you prepared for the onslaught to come?
It is always hard to know what is going to happen when the other side charges or we charge the other side. But I trust in these soldiers here, these good ants and good insects, that once we go over the top of this and we charge across no man's land, we shall take the other side as quickly as possible.
Well said, sir. Well said. And let's talk to some of your comrades in arms, your fellow insects who will be joining you. And Lane, he points out you. You there, the large beetle gentle bug.
Yes,
Sir.
yes.
How are you feeling on this day of the offensive?
Yeah, fucking pincers and such, like quivering and very much steeling himself for the part. Good. I feel very confident in the mission we have set ahead, sir. I great trust in everyone around me, and I'm sure we can win.
Excellent. Well, best of luck to you, son. And then, here's someone who seems somewhat similar to some of my own country bugs. And Sven, he points to you because you are a moth that looks like a bee, or a wasp rather.
Yeah, Sven is definitely like trying to keep away from the cameras, and he's just like, is that thing broadcasting to the hives?
Oh, well, I'm actually just hearing your voice, and then I go back to the hive and I dance, and that relays the information. It's how bees communicate.
Oh, of course, yeah, right. You're right. Of course, that's exactly how we communicate. Yeah.
Well, it's good to know that one of even though the United Hives are neutral, that some bees have answered the call.
Of course, yeah. Everyone has to answer the call sometime.
Well, best of luck. And then finally, I see a rather little fellow there, and Flip Breezehop. He's calling out to you.
Oh, hello there. Yes. What was you saying?
Are you ready for the offensive that everyone's been talking about?
Well, I am Lord Major Admiral of the 2nd Legion's Forward Artillery and Long Rifle Multiplication. Of course I'm ready. Where are we again?
Sounds like another stolid soldier in the Hillington ranks.
Of course I'm ready.
Folks.
Let's go.
Well, folks, only time will tell if this will end in victory or defeat. This is Buzz Peachtree, soon to be dancing away and explaining, which will explain in great detail everything that goes on. And he starts buzzing his way back up the hive. So all of you have gathered together. You hear a hushed murmuring. Quiet starts filling the trench. You see the other sergeants like getting ready to shut their gobs. And down through the ranks, you see some of the lieutenants coming, including the lieutenant for your group, the Plastic Platoon. And between them all is the colonel, the head of the regiment, the head of the Greenleaf Guards, Colonel Stanwick Squashberry Jones. So,
I immediately snapped to attention.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, everybody's attention. Everybody's throwing up their salutes as the colonel emerges. He is this ancient ant. He's like bent over. The ants of Hillington are called tennies because they have their helmets with their little antenna poke through. But he is wearing a peaked officer's cap. He's sort of like he's lowering his head. He's like leaning on a little tiny stick to kind of keep himself upright. But he manages to straighten up a bit as he addresses you and says, "Soldiers of Hillington, I am Colonel Stedwick Squashberry Jones. I have commanded the Greenleaf Guards in several engagements over the years in the forests behind the backyard. And I shall say today that as long as you have trust in yourselves and the bugs fighting alongside you, we will never know defeat. It should be an easy victory. Our artillery units have been hurling pebbles and match heads at the Nessenheim ranks for 3 hours, so they all should be dead. So it should simply be easy to cross the yard, advance into the enemy positions, and claim them for Queen and Anthill. So, lads, do your bit." And then he is sort of escorted off by some of his aides de camp. So then your lieutenant gathers you guys all around. This is Lieutenant Lumley Longshanks, who is like a stick bug. He is very, very tall, very, very thin, and he's definitely like kind of bent over, trying to keep his large, thin head below the edge of the trench. He gathers everybody together, and he's like, "Well, well said, by the Colonel. I trust everybody's ready to go over the top into No Bugs Land."
Yes, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Right. So here are some of the other members of the plastic platoon. He introduces. There's a few other bugs. There is an ant named Private Pitt Barkley, who's like a very small ant. Looks like he's like just stopped being a pupa. Very, very young. Georgie Speckles, who is a ladybug, and then Tabitha Stinger, who is a scorpion. And they're all looking lame. You can tell these guys, like, they came up with you. You did training together, and they're all looking like just as nervous as you are. So Georgie's like trying to put on some false bravado. He's like, "Well, should be easy. I mean, they're all going to be dead, right? They've been although that horrid pounding of the Pebble artillery. That must have dispatched them all, hasn't it?"
Oh, like magic, you bet.
We should still be prepared for a fight, though.
Oh, of course.
Of course, Sergeant.
Tabitha says, "Yes, we should always be prepared."
Turn to the group and
Lieutenant...
say,
"Oh, yeah, go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead."
I was gonna say, it's okay for all of us to be frightened. This is a frightening experience, but we must do this.
Is anyone frightened?
I am.
Well, I am too.
Good. It's okay.
Lieutenant Longshank says, "Well, chaps, perhaps a little bit of liquid courage will help. Now, each of these squads has been given some Capri Sun fruit cooler. We should be having some drops of that will help fortify us for the attack. Sergeant Lucano, pour out the Capri Sun, if you please."
Yeah, I'll
Lucano,
start.
you do not have any Capri Sun.
Can I try to find some Capri Sun?
Lieutenant's like, you don't have the Capri Sun?
No, it was not given to me.
Oh, it should have been. Every squad is supposed to have at least several drops of Capri Sun. We didn't get any.
We did not, but I can attempt to find some for.
Oh dear. All right. Well, you take you three, and he points out to Ralriok, Day, Breezop. He's pointing to you. Quick, head behind the lines as fast as you can. Go to headquarters. There should be some stores of supplies there, including some Capri Sun. And bring it back. And hurry as fast as you can. And do not return without Capri Sun. That is an order.
Should I go with them?
Oh, Sergeant, yes, you should definitely go with them.
Certainly. I will immediately begin to head off in the direction of HQ.
All right, you guys head behind the lines. As you get further and further away from the front, you see there's like a little bit more grass. The entrenchments have a lot bit more care has been made in building them, so it looks a bit less wild, a bit less tangled as you guys are going further back. You are passing like other ants, other insects that are moving their way up to the front, and pretty soon you reach kind of like the central headquarters area where there's several sort of like ant hill structures built there in the yard. You see they got a few flags flying from like sticks and toothpicks set up, and there pretty soon you do see the HQ where there are like all kinds of different supplies. There's like they're bringing out big pallets of leaves, all sorts of different weapons, and you see there was sort of like a supply depot where there is a Velvet Mite is sort of like looking things over. He is like a tiny clipboard made out of like a little bit of cardboard that he is sort of scribbling on as people are like checking out the supplies.
Is this the quartermaster?
Yeah, or someone who works for the quartermaster.
I will approach them and say, "Excuse me, quartermaster."
He looks up and he's like, "Yes, please. I'm extremely busy, sir. If
I'm
you will
certain
just
of it. But our platoon was not given our daily allotment of Capri Sun. We wish to retrieve
what's platoon are you with?
the plastic platoon.
Oh, the plastic. And he like looks over at his board. He's like, "Oh no. It says here that you did receive it. Thank
We
you.
did not.
Good day."
We did not.
No, look, it clearly says that you did. So you did. So good day.
Clearly, because your clipboard says it does not make it true. Please, these men are about to they're about to throw themselves across the no man's land. The least we could do is give them some Capri Sun at all.
He again is like, I think if you want to do a roll, tell me. But you can tell that he's like, he is being very, look, this little mite has a little bit of authority, and he's lording it over you. He's like, that may very well be true, sir. But if you look at the records, you'll see that you already received your Capri Sun. A good day.
Well, I did not catch your name by chance.
I'm Corporal Smidgley.
Corporal Smidgley. I am Sergeant Lucano. And I was sent here by our Lieutenant Longshanks. Now, I'm not here to pull rank on you. I'm here as a fellow soldier to understand that. Sometimes things get lost in translation, things go missing. Sometimes things don't get to the people they're supposed to get to, and it really means a lot. And while it may be on your clipboard, I beg of you to reconsider that stance to allow us to have our daily allotment. I guess I'm trying to do consort, trying to make a good impression on him.
I think consort is good. All right, so we're gonna do our first roll. I'm gonna say, I mean, this is just, you're getting some Capri Sun, which, like, hey, we all need our Capri Sun. Like, it's a hot day. Throw back that Capri Sun, I say. But it's not life or death. So this is going to be controlled. So,
okay.
Yeah, not too bad if you fail this one.
I have 2 in consort, so I'm going to roll my dice.
All right, let's see what happens. This is our first roll of the game.
Not good. 1 and a 2.
Unbelievable.
I'm going to push myself for an extra d6.
Oh, no, you're taking stress for Capri Sun?
I'm taking stress for Capri Sun. This is important.
Wow. Okay, we are not sponsored by Capri Sun, by the way, but I think we should be after this. Like,
so it's a 5.
Okay. So with a 5, let's see. You hesitate, withdraw, and try a different approach, or else do with minor consequence. Complication occurs. You have reduced effect, suffer lesser harm, end up in a risky position. I will say you're going to end up in a risky position. Yeah. Because he'll listen to you, but you do see, like, coming out of the tent, another insect who looks a lot meaner and bigger than Smidgley.
Certainly.
Okay, so Smidgley is like, well, I suppose I can allow some Capri Sun to slip through my fingers. Go on, lads. You may have one of the some of the droplets there. And it's like, for insects, a droplet is a decent amount. There's like a leaf that contains a good couple drops of Capri Sun fruit cooler. I'm not sure what flavor. It can be whatever wonderful flavor you imagine.
It's no Ecto Cooler though.
It's not Ecto Cooler. As you were getting this, you see another insect coming out of the this hill. This is a rhinoceros beetle, so he's big. Ralriok, he's like as big as you. Maybe even a little bit bigger, but he looks mean. Like, this bug has, like, scars etched into the chitin of his face. He has, maybe one of his, like, mandibles, the edge of it is a little, like, cracked. And he has these, like, these dark eyes moving around below this humongous horn as he, like, comes out and looks over you and says, "Oh, what's all this, then?"
We are looking to get our daily ration of Kool-Aid, as ours seem to have been misplaced.
Your daily ration, is it?
Yes.
What's your name and rank, soldier?
Sergeant Ektam Lucano of the Plastic Dune.
I am Sergeant Bludge, military intelligence. And this Capri Sun is for officers.
Well, I'm an officer.
Officers' headquarters and military command. It should not be for your proboscises to touch.
There's no way to treat a fellow soldier.
Perhaps you haven't been in the armed forces long.
Not in
Will you
yours.
insist? Will you insist in taking the Capri Sun?
I would like to insist.
No.
He looks further back. You see, like, further into the hill. Some other ants are, like, looking over, the maps of the battlefield, moving little, even tinier, little like ants made out of dirt around on their little tables. And you see one ant who is calling out to him and says, Sergeant Bludge, what are you doing out there? Get in here at once. And he's like, yes, sir, Captain, right away, sir. And he glares down at you. And he's like, you're the Greenleaf Guards, eh?
Yes.
I hear they call you the Bloody Greens.
I wonder why.
I think today you'll find out. And he heads back into the tent.
What did he mean by that?
By the Bloody Greens?
Uh-huh.
I think the sergeant just prefers some red wine vinegar on his leaves.
Yes.
Nothing you need to worry about, kid.
Alright. Well, as long as it's not our blood.
Sure. We'll say
Yes.
No, Sergeant Acton always stands up to what is right.
Thank you, Lance Corporal.
Okay, so with the Capri Sun, Leaf held between you guys, head back. You make it back to the front. Some bottle caps are like passed around. Everyone drinks heartily. That delicious sugar water goes right to your head, and then everybody gets ready. So, while this has been going on, like some earlier forces have been moved out, so you have heard a lot of splinter fire. This kind of crack and rush of these splinter rifles that shoot deadly chunks of wood that the insects are using, as well as heavy twig emplacements that can shoot out rapid fire splinters. You've been hearing that going forth, as well as the occasional boom and thunder of the pebble cannons roaring away. So Lieutenant Longshank says, as you guys are drinking up the Capri Sun, he's like, right, well, these are our orders. So we are to proceed immediately from the trench. We are to advance and go to Lollipop Wood. That's where some of the Bloom children dropped a few lollipops during when they were playing outside a while ago. Now, the 22nd Thorn Watch, Royal Regiment of Thornland, has already made that area there. So they should have already cleared out the Nessenheim troops. We are simply to reinforce them.
Okay.
Seems easy enough.
Yes, sir.
All right, lads, let's get ready. So everybody gets ready. All the insects gather together, and then the buzz comes through, and at once all of the bugs in this line go over the top, charge out into No Bugs Land. So it's still, yes, there's a big roar, a great buzzing, a great hum as all these bugs are charging out at once. It's still a bit early in the battle, so there's still plenty of patches of green around, but there's a lot of mud, a lot of open dirt, a lot of scars from the artillery, from the pebbles that have fallen down. And immediately as you guys start crossing the area, a twig emplacement up ahead that was missed by the artillery just opens up and starts ripping into you. So you see like the platoon in front of you is just decimated. Splinters are just ripping through bugs, tearing apart the chitin. Insect goo, it goes splattering everywhere, falling upon the grass. I'm gonna say I'm gonna do a roll myself and see how bad the situation is.
Of course.
For your particular squad. It's bad for everybody. All right, let's see what we get here. Okay, so we got a 5. So we're in sort of a controlled situation. So I'm going to say that your group is able to get to a little bit of cover. You get to like a tiny rise in the grass, and you're all sort of like plopping yourselves down, hiding there. Nobody is hit, but like the twig emplacement is just chattering away. It's further up the field. You guys can't quite see it so far. And bugs are just like charging past you and dying all around. The privates and start like freaking out as this chaos unfolds.
I'm freaking out.
I'll grab Lane and drag him down to like this crater. Get out of the fire. And I'll turn to the rest of the group. Does anyone here know how to shoot?
Yep.
Breeze hop.
I got.
And I'll set up my twig emplacement. You're on it.
Oh, okay. Well, if you say so, sir.
We need someone to give us covering fire.
All right, so Flip, you're throwing down some covering fire.
Yes, I will do what the sergeant commands. I believe he has a good plan.
We'll see about that.
All right. Okay, Breeze Hop. Which one do you think you're doing? This will require a roll for sure.
My best choices would be. Please remind me again.
Okay.
Shoot or skirmish? Are those like the two things?
The skirmish is more of like melee fighting.
Melee
Yeah.
close, right? All right. So
Yeah, more close range.
So I'd be shoot.
I could see shoot, maybe wreck, because you're using like a heavier weapon to, and your goal, you're just doing like suppressing fire. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense because I would probably use shoot for my rifle, but then wreck with the heavy machine gun, right?
yeah. So what do you have in wreck? And remember, if you don't have anything, that's okay. You can push yourself.
I
Or
don't
do the
so
consequence.
I'll
Okay.
I'll gladly push myself because I'm a shootist.
Could I
okay.
actually give him a die by helping him? Because I've got a little bit of experience in shooting as well. So
Absolutely. Let me just check out the rolls for
I think if I
assistance.
I think if I take stress, I can give him a die. Unless I'm completely wrong with this system.
Pushing yourself.
You take 1 stress to give another player 1 die.
Cool. Yeah, I'll do that.
But if there's any consequences, you also suffer from it.
Okay, that's fine.
But I take 2 stress. Is that correct for adding a die to wreck?
Well, you have 1 die. You're not
So-
rolling with disadvantage. You're not rolling 2 and taking the low. You have at least 1 die right now.
Yes.
Or,
thanks
what,
to-
what do you have in wreck?
I don't have any. That's what I was saying. So in order for me to add a die, I have to like do stress, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Otherwise,
that's
you would be
right.
rolling 2 and taking the
Okay.
lower.
Yeah.
And then because Corporal Day is giving you he's spending stress to help you, you will get to roll 2 die.
Okay.
Corporal Day, tell me how are you helping him like set up this or use this this twig?
Actually, since if you're doing like a sorry, I missed what you were trying to do exactly. Just sort of.
Use
um,
probably mount the gun.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? And then like I don't know. You probably know how to set it up better, or maybe feed the belt or something like that. Is what I'm guessing.
Yeah. I think I've got some experience with like rigging things up. So yeah, I think I just sort of get the emplacement set up like real quick and just sort of like, all right, you all set, and click and just sort of click everything into place.
Oh, thank you, Corporal Schwinn. So,
All right, you get the
five.
twig emplacements set up. Yes, you're going to roll 2, and so far still controlled.
I rolled 5 and 5.
Ooh, very good. Okay, so we're going with a 5. What that's going to do for a 5. So again, you can either withdraw, or there's going to be a complication, reduced effect, suffer lesser harm, or end up in a risky position. So I'll say this: you can either, so you get it going. You manage to get like a burst out. They're partially suppressed. The machine gun fire does stop, heading your the twig emplacement fire does stop heading your way, but you're not able to keep it going. So you can either like stop it and duck back down, or here's what you see. You see a few Nessenheim soldiers from this twig emplacement like nest have sort of crawled away and are trying to like flank you guys.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna
you
say
see
while
there's like
while they're doing this, because I'm not familiar with the emplacements at all, but I've got my own splinter rifle. I'm kind of like keep my head below the level of the trench, but like watching different sides to see if I see anything moving. Is them moving on the flank? Would that like pass by the edges of that vision?
yeah, let's do a roll to figure that out.
Sure. What type of roll are we talking here? Like action
I
roll?
could see scout.
Yeah, insight's not great on my end. Let's do scout. I have no dice in that though.
Okay.
That'd be 2 lower. Okay. We come out with a 2. Unfortunately 6, but it doesn't count.
A 2. Okay. You not see them. Like they've got the Nessenheim ants, the Rusties, because they come from a kind of a kingdom, an empire made from a bunch of old rusted metal parts lying near the patio. Rusty's able to sneak right up on you. So they're coming around. You can see them like these ants. They got like little helmets made of like metal with kind of spikes jutting out. They have some splinter rifles, plenty of other weaponry, and they're coming up to moving on you guys. Breezehop,
Okay.
you want to keep shooting, or would you want to try and duck now? You can see them at this point,
I'm gonna.
but you're not able to spin the gun to face them.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop shooting because I don't think I did a good job on the first one, and then I'm gonna point out what I saw, so at least I can communicate, and hopefully not get flanked.
Okay. Yeah, you're calling out they're there. What do you say?
I think it was 3, so I'll say 3 to if it was the east or the west, coming to flank, and I'll just keep it as short as possible. Like 3 that way coming to flank, and then I'll sort of like look towards Corporal again for like help on the gun, like.
Okay. At that moment, they start pouring splinter fire into this kind of shallow divot where you're hiding. Let me do a quick roll here to see which poor ant is taking the fire here. Might be one of you guys. Okay. Unfortunately, it's Tabitha Stingers. Oh, wait, hold on a moment. It would be, yeah. Poor Tabitha catches a splinter, kind of in like her midsection, sort of like between her legs from the side, and like she falls down. Her stinger is like flailing everywhere. She starts wailing. Georgie is just stunned. Private Barkley like raises his splinter rifle and starts firing back. What are you guys doing?
Which private is the one that's kind of stalling out right now?
Georgie. He is just
Georgie.
like frozen up with terror.
I'm gonna walk
What?
over and I'm going to just sort of slap him on the back and say, Georgie, get it together. We're none of us gonna make it out of here if you don't do anything to help. I'm gonna try to get him to I'm gonna use discipline on him to sort of get him to follow commands. Sort of break him out of it.
Discipline him. Oh man. Okay, it's discipline time. So you're going with the you're not the officer, you're the soldier.
I'm the soldier, so I only have 1 in discipline. But...
Okay. Oh right, so it's not the special thing you do. Okay.
No,
I was thinking
I
of
have-
the officer with the panels. My bad.
No, I have grit for my character, which might come up here in a second. I rolled a 6.
Very good. Okay. Training and instinct just kick in. Georgie brings up his splinter rifle, fires, kills one of the Nessenheim ants. Just like bam, it's close enough so he gets him like right through the head. Just insect goop erupts out of the back of the ant's head. He tumbles back. Georgie looks in horror at what he's done. He's never taken a life before.
Georgie, keep it together. Won't be the last.
Woo. Okay. The other two are still up on the edge and are like continuing to they're working their bolts on the splinter rifles, ready to keep shooting more inside. What are you guys doing?
Georgie snapping. I'm going to use that. Yep. I need to shoot his bolt and start taking some shots.
Okay, you're gonna go with shoot.
Shoot. Yeah, I've got 2 in that.
Okay. The situation has changed a little bit. I'm gonna say this is like we're not in control anymore. This is definitely risky.
Yeah.
So with 2, that means just roll 2. It's not like 2 plus.
Yeah, you have 2 in shoot.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, just roll 2, and you're gonna take the higher.
Cool. That's a 5 and a 6. We got a 6.
Oh, a 6. Awesome. Okay. So they weren't both 6s, so it wasn't a critical, but it is a good success. Yeah, you just like, or how do you kill one of them? With the rifle, how do you do it?
What the hell am I trying to do? Basically trying to emulate what Georgie did, but like better and without vocalizing my fear. I just take aim at one and bam, just fire. It's similar to where, like, however bunched up there, a closer one to where Georgie killed.
Yeah, they're they're kind of on the lip of the divot you guys are in.
Sure.
So not too far away. It was really just a matter of luck. Like he was drawing a bead on you. You happened to fire first. You just like get him through, the bottom of the mouth, like it kind of rips through his mandibles. And he just like he flops back and collapses as like insect goop starts raining down and dripping into the pit where you are.
Yes, I got one.
All right. I'm gonna yell out.
Yes, man.
Yeah, I'm just gonna yell out. I'm moving up ahead, and I leap up, and I'm going to try and maneuver my way closer to the entrenchment, the original entrenchment.
Man. Okay. All right. So you start charging out. You're going towards the twig emplacement, right? The enemy twig.
Yeah.
Okay. You're making a charge for it. This is a tough one. This is a risky situation. So go ahead and give me the maneuver, like you said.
Yeah, I got 2 in maneuver, so I should be good.
Okay.
Pretty good with that. And okay, I got a 6. So
Nice.
Ooh, just the 1 6 or double 6?
Just 1. The other one was a 2.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So how do you there's like how do you maneuver through this like crazy battlefield and get like right up to the twig emplacement?
I think it's just basically just a quick maneuvering, like couple steps, sort of like fly a little bit to get some speed, and then just sort of like if it's a pretty big encampment emplacement, I think I would sort of like stop and sort of like have my back against sort of like the wall of it, sort of like just out of the emplacement.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's like kind of this bunker made out of like bark and little bit of an old trying to think of what's the best soda that it could be. I'm gonna say cactus cooler.
Ooh.
Yeah, a little bit of an old cactus cooler can, and the twig is like poking out through the mouth hole, the spout of the can.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like pressed right up against the metal as these like nasty chunks of bark and splinters are like flying past you. All right, so you were up there. Okay, so meanwhile, back in that in the hole where you guys are, the other Nessenheim soldier, he's realizing he has to do something desperate. He is going to try and like jump down and like attack. with his he's using like the bayonet. He has like a little bit of sharpened glass or sharpened metal, I mean, on the edge of his splinter rifle. He's going to like his goal is to rush down, like stab somebody with it, and then just get the hell out of there. Kind of using that as his distraction. Let me do another roll to see who he stabs, and it might be one of you guys, unless you can do resistance. Okay. Yeah, Breeze Hop. You're the threat because you're the one with the twig emplacement.
Okay.
He rushes over and tries to puncture you, so you got to give me a resistance roll.
Alright.
Can I actually protect?
Oh yes, you
I'll
can.
face the
You can.
danger instead.
Okay, yeah, you can try and intercept this guy and take him down before he completes his charge.
Well, I take the danger, so he's attacking me instead. I make the
Oh, he's
resist.
attacking you.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right, give me that resistance roll.
What would armor do in this situation?
Armor.
Yeah, because I have armor.
Okay, I believe armor like reduces the damage by 1.
Yeah, reduces the consequence.
Yes. Let me go to. Yeah, I'm trying to look up the resistance rolls. Da-da-da. Yeah, this is still a new system for me as well, so. Okay. Yeah, reduce effect. Oh yeah, harm. Let me get to that one here. Ta-da! Okay. All right. Where's the? Oh yeah, here we go. Resistance. Yes, make a okay. So consequence. Oh, so you can shoot. So either you can take the damage or you can do a resistance roll.
I'll do resistance.
I think. Right. Okay.
This is probably a prowess.
Yeah, I'll say prowess because you're using your prowess to like get into this path and take the damage there for him, or avoid it if you do okay. Okay, so this is going to be a 6, and whatever you roll is taken away from that 6.
I'm going to burn one of my grit.
Ooh, okay.
I believe I have grit I have specifically, but I know I have at least some. That's going to be an extra die on that. Extra 2 die.
Okay. Nice.
This is probably what a skirmish resist.
Yes, it'd be a skirmish. Yeah, or yeah, it's prowess. I mean, he's trying to jab this bayonet into you. You're trying to get in his path. Well, let's roll and see what happens here.
So my resist is 3.
Okay, so you're going to take 3 stress?
Yes.
Yeah, taking that away from the 6, so it's something. But you are not injured. And I'm going to say, how do you... Yeah, whatever dots you have in grit. Okay.
Yeah, I have 2, so I can use one more this session.
Right, very cool. Okay, so how do you take out this Nessenheim soldier?
Well, I see him hop over, and I immediately just throw myself onto him and sort of like tackle him away, and then just I'm like grappling with him, trying to keep him from attacking the rest of our troops.
Oh man. Okay, yeah. So you were like he's got the rifle. He was trying to do a stab with it. You like grab your you put your hands on. You guys are kind of fighting over it. Your mandibles are close to him. You can see like his face really close. His mandibles are like chattering in fear as you guys are wrestling over this rifle here.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to take him out. I'll try to kill him.
Okay.
We get 1 die for this for skirmish, so.
All right. Now I could help if they want to spend some stress.
Ooh, I do what? Give 1 stress or something like that for a die?
Yeah, 1 stress for 1 die.
Yeah, let's do it.
Or is it 1 or 2?
The sergeant jumped in front for save my life, so yeah.
Assisting is 1 stress for 1 die.
Right. Oh, okay. Got it.
Drop my dice.
All right.
Okay, that's a 5.
Ooh, okay. He is destroyed. I'm gonna say is gonna be a consequence though.
Well, of course there is.
Yeah. I'm gonna say like as he goes down, he does swing his rifle around. You are gonna take some harm, unless do you want to do, if you want to do the you'll take only the 1 level of harm.
I'll take the 1 harm.
Okay. You were gonna get slashed thorax as this like chunk of iron kind of like carves a trail across of you, as between you, Breezehop and Lucano just like smash this guy down to the dirt and like beat him into paste.
Ah,
Sergeant, you okay?
we need to move. This is a bad spot.
Yes, let's go. Let's go.
And then we'll-
Lieutenant Longshanks is like totally out of his depth here. He's like, we've got 2 injured soldiers. We're pinned down. Oh, what do we do?
Did you say they'd all be dead? I thought we were firing at them all day.
I'm going to grab my twig emplacement, let out a bellow, leap out, and go for a charge.
Whoa.
Which allows me to clear stress.
Leroy.
Okay, you're charging in.
Yeah. I have an ability called Over the Top. If I charge into the teeth of an enemy that outnumbers outguns me, I can clear 1 stress and then have an extra die to my next maneuver roll.
All right, I'll have you do a maneuver real quick, and I think that'll decide how they follow you. But let's check in on Sven outside
Yeah.
of the. I'm saying Sven like it's a V. I don't know.
It's a PH, so-
Sven. Corporal Day.
It's Finn. Yeah, it's same.
Okay.
But yeah. Anyways,
You're crouched, just outside of this side of this bunker against
Yeah.
the cold aluminum is against your spine.
yeah. Does it look like there's like any other entrance besides where the gun is currently placed? Obviously, there's a way that you can get into the can, but
Yeah, another way in. I will say, let me do a roll.
Sure.
To judge that. Let me just do a real quick evens odd kind of thing. Okay. Yes, there is. There is kind of like, it's only made a part of a soda can. The rest of it is like kind of dirt and some bark thrown up. And you
Okay.
see there was sort of like, would you rather the hole be kind of like on the top or like on the side?
I mean, I think that I don't think it really matters as long as I can get into it.
Right. Yeah. We'll say it's like on the side, and as you like,
Sure,
yeah,
yeah.
it's like on the side of this emplacement. You
Yeah.
peer in, you see 2 Nessenheim ants just working a twig emplacement, just boom, 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 putting
Sure.
a rain of splinters down at your squad mates.
Yeah. I'm basically gonna try and get my way behind them and yeah, I'll say I have like actually no. Yeah, I'm just gonna get up behind him with my splinter rifle and actually gonna load up a couple of dum-dum rounds and try and take him out.
Oh man. Okay. Or venom rounds is what they're called.
Yeah. Okay, so
yeah.
all right, I'll
Dum dum
switch
is what
that up.
they sort of are in real World War One. But these are
Yeah.
like these are
So
twigs
venom rounds, all
coated
right.
in like some nasty like poison venom, does extra damage.
Cool.
Okay.
Good to know.
This is going to be. I think it's still risky. We're not quite in desperate just yet, but yeah, go ahead for risky.
I'm basically, since I'm using my gun, I'm gonna say that it's shoot, which I have 1 in, but I'm going to take a couple of stress to add a second die. So
Okay.
yeah. Okay, it's a 5 and a 6.
Ooh, nice. Okay. Yeah. How do you take both of these ants out?
I think I just sort of my sort of like scouting quiet instincts sort of kick in, just sort of maneuver behind them and just sort of just pop.
Ooh. All right. Yeah. Some of your like training that you use, or not training, experience that you use to steal honey back in the day, and you just like they never see you coming, and just bam, you work the ball, fire again. Both of these ants fall dead. The twig emplacement falls silent. Okay. Sergeant Lucano, you lead. You're moving up. Some of the other ants are like coming out behind you. You're seeing Lieutenant Longshanks is still like sort of freaking out and freezing up, but he's kind of like hunched over, sort of crawling along beside you. You make it up to where Corporal Day is by the machine gun emplacement. Longshanks just goes over to you and he's like, Sergeant, we've got 2 insects wounded. You're wounded. I don't know how bad it is. What should we do?
We press on.
Well, Lollipop Wood is a little bit further up that way, just over that rise. You think we suppose we can make it?
I don't suppose we can make it. We have to.
Sergeant, you want me to scout ahead? I can do that.
You can.
Yep. And I'm just gonna fly up into sort of like a higher and scout ahead.
Okay. Ralriok.
I'm kind of just listening on the conversation, but I'm motivated by Lucano for sure. I was like, the amount of time in between him actually rushing up and getting to this conversation, I was like bolstering myself to continue the charge, and I heard like the gunfire stop. So I made my way up the little embankment. I'm with Lucano. I was with Day a second ago. We can make it. We can do it. Show what we got.
Okay.
It's Private House gumption.
As you're right, yeah, good gumption. As you were going up, though, you do hear like a groan from Private Stinger. She is like, I mean, she was hit pretty bad. She is like managing to crawl along, but she's not gonna be able to make it on her own.
Was there somebody else injured with her?
No, just her and you.
Just her and me. I'll turn to Georgie. Private, take her back.
Sir? What's that, sir?
Take her back to the line. Get her medical attention.
Take her back to the line. Right, sir. Right. Come on, Tabitha. And she like leans against him, or like she just like lies across his back, and he starts going over his large ladybug form, making his way down back to the trenches there.
Why don't we have any medical on hand? No medics.
Yeah, no, sorry guys, no medic. Maybe next mission.
Where's that spider when you need them? I don't know they're a spider.
Yeah, maybe a medic spider will appear. Okay. So you guys keep going further up. You're sort of like nearing the kind of like a ridge line almost, where the battlefield is kind of like there's a very slight sort of valley that you guys are making your way through. You're heading up towards the ridge line. You see all around you there are like groups of insects trying to make their way kind of out of this really shallow valley into the enemy, but it is like the battle right now could go either way. There's still pebble rounds like raining down from like both sides, so explosions are going off. You still hear a lot of twig fire, a lot of splinter fire coming from the Nessenheim lines. Like they were not being defeated. And in fact, as you guys reach the ridgeline, a pebble from your side ends up smashing down and striking like the earth really close to you, setting up a humongous torrent of like grass and dirt. Let me do a real quick roll here. Okay. Private Barkley is hit by this one.
No, not Charles.
Yeah. Oh no, Charles Barkley. No. Yeah, this poor ant is like just blasted back, falls down, and because of this, like he's exposed to enemy fire, and also like you guys know that unless you can find somebody to stop this or move forward, you could be pounded to goo by your own artillery.
So,
Does anybody have a flare?
uh,
Unless a family weapon would have been a flare gun. I don't think so.
No, it's not part of the load that I.
Oh man. Okay. I will say, Lieutenant Longshanks does get a flare, or rather, the flare equipment, which is called a match head round, where it's like the very, very tip of a match shaved up into small pieces. The equivalent of like they called them like Very pistols in the British ranks. But yeah, it's like a flare gun, and he is sort of able to like get it out and is like fidgeting with it. He manages to shoot it skyward. You guys see this burning like greenish red light coursing up over the battlefield. But then the artillery barrage is like not stopping. Another one explodes just like further down. Lieutenant Longshanks says, "Sergeant, was there someone in high command that you upset?"
Maybe. Yes.
don't think-
Yes. There was some sort of military intelligence individual who was mad at us.
Oh Lord. Well, what do you suppose we do? We could try and send someone back to the lines, get them to stop, or we could keep going. But against this, or we have to find some cover and wait it out.
We waited out. We might survive.
Do they ever hit in this same spot?
Yes. All the time.
Shit.
This is not lightning.
Can we run?
Should have said-
What's the range?
We're at the edge of the range right now.
so
Yeah, what is that range in Corporal? Could you tell how many there are?
yeah, could I do like a quick scout roll to actually? I want to use my scrounge ability because I can use it to find safe and secure shelter.
Oh, love that. Okay. This is gonna be. Yeah, this is still risky, I would say. Yeah, you're acting under fire.
Well, I think with scrounge, it's just sort of
Yeah, it's like you're special.
it's not rolled. Yeah, it's just while on a mission, I spend scrounge uses to find safe and secure shelter for everyone in the squad.
Yeah.
So
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, you go ahead. You find some shelter. You find there is like a chunk of an old like I mean, yeah, it's in the movies lately. An old Barbie doll, like the severed arm of one that fell off way back in the day. It was
Horrifying.
kind of like wedged in the dirt. So under this arm, this giant arm kind of poking out of the dirt, you're able to like take some shelter. Or you find the shelter. You still got to make your way there though.
so I immediately just be like, "All right, shelter over at the Barbie. Let's go."
Go,
Call the corporal. I'm gonna
Okay.
start heading
Yep,
that
everybody
direction.
follows them. Yes, it is time for. We're gonna do a group roll here to see if everybody can make it.
Ooh, I've got loyalty +1 dice on that.
Ooh.
Stuff.
Is this maneuver for all of us?
Yes. Let me just make sure we got double. Where's the
The lead a group action.
Yes, yeah. So who is leading this one?
So who would like to be the leader? Question, because they'll take stress.
Yeah.
I'm pretty tapped out on stress right now.
Let's see, I'm currently at 3, but I feel like story-wise, I feel like I'd be leading to the shelter. So, but I don't mind.
I could also take the lead. More of a I'm in the front because I'm running the fastest.
Sure.
Propelled by the sound.
Okay, I like that.
I can do that. I've taken no stress so far. So
What role will this be?
Well, I think unless you have, I mean, I'm open for other things, but I think maneuver covers it.
Yeah.
I think maneuver makes the most sense here.
Alrighty.
So what does
So-
group roll mean?
So we all roll our dice,
Sure.
and we take the highest roll as the result.
Okay.
Um,
Fair enough.
And for any of us who roll a 1 to 3, you take 1 stress.
Wait, if any of us, or if that is the end result?
If any of us roll a 1 to 3,
Oh, I see. Okay, okay.
yeah,
How does it stack? Like if we
it
all
does.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, don't do that.
Okay.
guys.
Oh.
All right, let's roll them.
6.
5.
Ooh,
Come on.
3.
4.
Hey, that's reasonable.
what'd you get?
3.
So 1.
Ooh. All right, everybody gets 1.
No, only the leader takes stress.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Rail Ryok, you guys are leading this. Like, how do you navigate like the squad like through the chaos of the artillery barrage?
Kind of frantically. I'm trying to like give the best imagery for this. Like when you're hiking back home with not kids, like when you're younger, and it's starting to get a little too dark, and so you're just running, like jumping off rocks, that sort of thing. Just like not caring so much for your placing as long as your feet land. Just going.
Oh,
Mad scramble.
absolutely.
Yeah, scramble. Perfect.
Yeah. So there's just a mad scramble. Everybody's moving along. Poor Private Pitt Barkley, like he was knocked flat, but he, kind of the wind just knocked out of him. He's definitely injured, but he's still able to sort of like keep going, and keep up with you guys. And you make it under this Barbie doll hand. You're like hunkering down under the plastic as more of these pebbles keep thundering down. But you're pretty much out of the range of them. They're thundering down like behind you, but you guys are like out of the range. You look kind of, you're almost like you're at the top of this very gentle valley. You see up ahead, you're like kind of looking down. You see a bunch of redoubts, twig emplacements, and the Hillish forces are just like throwing themselves into the battle there. There's like splinter rifles. There's leg to leg, mandible to mandible combat. It's looking particularly bad. But you almost see your destination. You guys do see up ahead Lollipop Wood, where there's a bunch of lollipops, some dum-dums, some Tootsie Rolls, all sort of like in sort of a cluster laying together, intersected. A lot of like the lollipop sticks have fallen down thanks to the splinters flying everywhere. And yeah, you see like there already are a bunch of ants and other insects, Hillington ants and other insects that are like holding out there and exchanging fire with Nessenheim troops.
Can we try to find a place where we can provide like a good amount of fire down onto the enemy, sort of help with this from a distance?
Ooh, I think so.
You mind if I take that role since I've got decent scout?
Sure.
I've got 2 in scout right now.
Absolutely.
So
This one's pretty controlled because you're not in the thick of it right now.
yeah, so I'll go back into the brush and sort of use my camel to good use. And yeah, that's cocked. Ooh,
Ooh,
there
okay.
we go. Cocked die was very good. So 6 and a 4.
Ooh, okay, so you're going with the 6. So the goal of this was to scout?
Yeah.
Spin, this was
So-
for the scout move, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah, you guys find like a sort of a bit of gravel like to the side of the lollipop wood that kind of lets you get a good flanking position on the Nessenheim soldiers.
So I'll basically like move up ahead, see where mark it in my head where they are, head back and just be like, all right, this way. And
Yeah. As soon as I get there, I'll start setting up my my twig emplacement, and I'll just start raining hellfire down onto the to the Rusties, kind of aiming towards their
Whoa.
back line to sort of send them back and away from the combat.
All right, I like that. Okay, Sergeant Lucano, we're doing risky. I mean, it could get worse. This
Certainly.
is going to be. Are you doing what move would you be doing here? You think?
I think I'm doing a shoot. I'm trying to hit with precision with a burst fire weapon.
I'm attempting to do
Okay.
the same if it makes sense to do.
Let's see. I will say, Lucano, do you want to lead a group action to do the shooting? If everybody's
Sure.
like opening fire together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's do it. Breeze Hop, are you also down for that?
I'm looking for a nice target that the enemy will really regret losing, like a nice officer,
Ooh.
like that, possibly. There's got to be at least one commanding what all those things are doing.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna
Okay,
use
well,
my,
let's do.
my aim for that. Find
Right. Yes. Okay. Let's do the machine gun attack first. Or maybe I don't know. Well, Sven, are you going to join in on the like, just kind of pouring fire onto them, or are you doing
Yeah.
something else?
Sounds good to me. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we'll do like a modified lead group action. Then we'll do Breeze Hop's sniper shots.
Okay,
Sounds good.
trusting all of y'all.
We'll see.
Okay, I rolled a 4.
2, 3.
6?
Actually, is this group action or are we treating it as
This
group
is a group action, yeah.
action? Oh, then I get it.
Yeah.
Let's go. 5.
So take one
Ooh,
stress.
pretty good. So only one stress.
Wait.
All right.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the cost of leading the group action is that
Oh,
you
right.
put
right,
your
right,
dice
right, right.
together, but
Yeah.
any bad results affect the leader.
The highest one was a 6, I
6.
believe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did we roll 2 6s or only 1 6?
It's a 6, a 5, and a 4, right?
6, 5, and 4. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I would-
Just the 1-6. Okay,
Just
it
the
still
1-6.
does it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys just like unload. Lumley Longshanks pulls out his like splinter revolver and is just blazing away as well.
You can take
You're
my
pouring
splinter
fire
rifle.
into, like- yeah, he's doing his best here. You guys are like pouring fire on the side of the Nessenheim soldiers. You're hearing them like crying out, starting to drop, but definitely they're not breaking just yet. And even though a lot of them have like, or like it's kind of like they need maybe one more thing to make them fall back. They're about halved in their ranks, but they are turning their weapons around to fire at you guys right now. Okay, Breeze Hop.
Ooh,
You do
okay.
spot. It's time for that aim. So you do
curiosity.
spot an officer who is wearing like an extra tall spiky metal spike on his helmet, and he has like the officer stripes on his tunic there.
Okay.
And yeah, you can see this ant is like shouting out commands. He's probably a lieutenant.
Okay. Curiosity question, and you can always let me know what's better. But is there like a bigger gun that's a bigger threat they'll miss, or is it just like all the guns are equal and the officer is my best shot?
Ooh, actually, I do like that.
Because I'm curious. I took the ability of Crimson Shot.
Mhm.
It sounded the most dangerous, so I grabbed it. It says you're
Very cool
authorized to
name.
bring 1 Crimson Seeker shell on missions. Firing it counts as a threat 4 attack, and you must mark a trauma.
Damn.
Ooh, okay.
So,
My
Like
dog's
I'll either
sneezing over here.
use it on their officer, so he literally like evaporates in front of them and hopefully scares them, or I'll use it on their biggest gun, hopefully to cripple it, so it can't shoot anymore.
Ooh, okay.
But
Let's
we're
go for the
outnumbered.
officer.
We're outnumbered, and we can't take any more casualties.
Right. I mean, I will say this is not the end of the battle, but like if you
Okay,
want to use
so-
the Crimson Shot, go for
I'll
it.
use Black Shot on the officer then.
Ooh, okay. All right. So it's Venom round.
Yeah, I definitely want
But
to.
yeah, same functional thing.
Yep,
Okay, go for the shoot.
Venom round.
Yeah, you load the special like venom covered nasty splinter of wood into your like scope splinter rifle.
So it was a 5 and a 4, so 5.
Okay. You definitely do it. I'm going to say that.
Does the aim help that in any way? Because it says if.
Well, I believe what aim.
Because aim says.
I'm checking out aim. Yeah.
Use careful timing and cool nerves to improve your shot. Aim uses increase the effect level of your shot 1 for 1.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that means I have to hit in order for that to work.
Yes, you definitely hit. You're definitely gonna. I would say you're definitely gonna kill him.
Okay.
And this will end their attack. But I'm gonna say there will be. It's gonna be a mixed success still.
I understood because I was
right. So, I'm gonna say this is your last Venom round.
Ooh, I dropped the rest.
Yeah, you dropped. I mean, it was a pretty mad scramble down one of those hills. Maybe you dropped it, or just like, everybody figured this is gonna be a real quick assault, so they didn't pack that much ammunition.
Okay, I'll mark those off. All right, that's fair. I got my shot, so I'll take.
Absolutely, yeah. You just like, how do you? Where do you shoot this guy? How do you drop him?
I would probably, in my mind, it's definitely, I would say in the upper chest area, so that there is a big opening when it's all, or
absolutely,
or corrosion up to the head right away. You know what I mean? Since it's venom.
Yeah, it just like carves through him. You see him like stumble back, still held upright just by the his exoskeleton, and then he just like drops, and this the venom is almost like sizzling as it pours out of him and collapses. You hear the rest of the Nessenheim soldiers call it like, fall back, and they start like crawling their way further back up away from Popsicle Stick Wood.
Good plan, Sergeant. Again, good plan.
Couldn't have done it without all of you.
Nice shooting.
Great, good shots.
Well,
Longshank says, "Yes, well done, lads. All right, into the wood. Let's see if we can find their CO. This way, lads." He brings you down. You see that the Thorn Watch. These are soldiers from Thornland, which is like this kind of thorn bush that's like sort of on the top of Hillington. They are wearing like kilts made out of sort of reddish fall leaves. They've had a real rough go of it. Like they were the first to take the wood. They took it, but they suffered like incredible casualties. You do see lots of ants and other insects, wearing these leaf kilts, like lying down, wounded, collapsed, sort of in the back of this wood. They're using a bunch of fallen lollipop sticks as cover. Their commander, who is let me make sure I'm getting the name here. It has darkened very appropriately as the story goes on. Selena Skythe, Lieutenant Skythe. She is a praying mantis. Not one of them fancy floral kind, just like your basic, green praying mantis. She has, and she's also wearing like this leafish kilt. Her sides have been like blackened, reddened from all the killing she's been doing. So she comes over and she's like, "All right, so where are the reinforcements?"
We are
looking at them, ma'am.
Greetings, ma'am.
You're it.
For now.
Oh, sweet fucking bloody Bloom. This is it? Look, the Chain Link Grenadiers are going to be coming back and assaulting this area. That's who we've been fighting with. They were at the wine bottle battle just a few months ago. They're in the vanguard there, and they're itching for another go. They'll be coming back very soon. They'll be bringing some heavy insects with them. So, do what you can to get ready. We'll see if we can hold them back, and we can hold these lollipops.
Of course.
Okay, so what are you guys doing to get ready? You do see that Pit Barkley's looking real bad. He's still trying to be kind of stoic, and he's like, "It's all right, boys. I can make it."
Hey, you're fine, kid. I'm gonna go up to the battlements and try and build up some more fortifications with rig.
Oh, love that. Yeah, there's these pop there's not popsicle sticks, lollipop sticks. There's also chunks of like lollipop candy that have fallen down. They were like blasted apart by the splinters and the pebbles, so you can try and use those to rig up some cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll rig. Right now it's controlled. The assault's coming like real soon. There's maybe enough time for like everybody to do like one thing,
Yeah.
and then the chain link grenadiers will arrive.
Let's see here. I'm currently at 3. No, I'm not gonna push it.
The little
Okay.
hill we were on a second ago that we fired down from, is that reasonable high ground to get back to?
Yeah, you could use that. I
Only
would say you
4.
can move up there without having to roll for it.
Okay.
It is. I mean, they know about it now. It's sort of they're sort of expecting you to be there.
True.
But it does offer some cover. But let's see, Corporal Day, how'd you do?
It's a 4.
4. Okay. Okay, I will say you make a pretty decent fortification, but it won't last for that long. It will take like 1 or 2 hits, then it'll be gone.
It's
Okay.
It's like, well, it's what I can do with what I got. Sort of.
All right. You're like kind of crouching behind this sort of this like interlinked plastic and like chunks of candy. Ralriok, you said you wanted to go up to that kind of like that sort of ledge where you were before.
Before that, do we have anything here in terms of like supplies wise?
Ooh, okay.
Mainly because like I was eyeing that oh my god, twig, what the hell?
The twig emplacement?
Emplacement. I was liking what they were doing with that, and I was trying to see, okay, could we get another one of those? Are there any like spare things laying around? I already used 2 ammo anyways, so just kind of looking to not be out of ammo when this battle starts.
Absolutely. I mean, I know the scout or like his who is Scrounge. I think that's a scout thing.
Yeah, I've used I only have 1 use.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so maybe do a scout roll. Let's call it scout, I think. But if you have another idea, that's also okay for this.
No,
like
I'll do that.
looking
It makes
for
sense.
weapons.
I don't have anything in scout, so it kind of makes sense that I wouldn't really know what to be looking for.
Yeah, that's fair.
Kind of looking around and trying to not get in people's way. So it's 2, take the lower.
Yeah.
It's a 2 regardless. 2 2s.
Okay, so a 2. You don't find much or anything that can be used, and you actually like you see that they're coming at you a little bit early. So you already see like Nessenheim troops, these chain link grenadiers moving up through like the blasted grass through the dirt, heading for your position.
Sorry, this was in the main part before heading up there, right?
Oh, right, yeah.
Okay.
So you could get up there, but now it's going to take a move.
Sure.
To get up there.
Breeze,
Okay.
Lieutenant Corporal, I can help cover you if you want to get some more shots from high ground. I think my aim is good enough. I can help you if you'd like to go back up there.
Private, I commend you highly in your actions today. You have done a great service. I hope you realize this. I would be glad to fight beside you again.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right, Breesop, you heading up there?
Yeah, and I'm gonna try to do my best to either dig in or make it seem like I'm covered in something dead anyway. So maybe
Ooh,
I can
I
get
like
one
it.
good shot without like being noticed yet.
Yeah. Let me see. Will be the best. Well, do you have an idea for what you would use for this?
Well, if there was an actual slaughtered something, I would probably drag myself right next to it or slightly on top of me. But if not,
Yeah.
I'll try to be in a spot that just looks like it wouldn't be the ideal cover at first. I don't know.
Ooh, I
I'm
like
just
it.
trying to play the opposite right now because I think we're gonna get hit hard. We need every edge possible.
Absolutely.
Every edge possible.
Yeah, you find some dead ants that you can use as cover.
It's time for it.
Absolutely. All right. Yeah, I don't think you need to roll for that. You're like, yeah, because you're good at finding. There's enough there to make some gruesome camouflage. All right, Lucano. They're
Well,
going to be on you like in a second. You're already hearing like the charge shouting out.
I would have set up
Moving this to
my
desperate, I think.
I would have set up my tool emplacement to
Mhm.
just begin mowing them down as best I can.
Okay, so you're opening fire. We're in a desperate situation. So this is going to be shoot, and you see like, so there's like a line of chain link grenadier soldiers that are moving out, and then behind them there are like 2 bombardier beetles. Like there's a lot of other insects have settled in the Iron Kaiser's domain, and these are some of like some heavy bombardier beetles that are already like curling up and just unleashing blasts of like burning acid into the ant ranks. All right, Lucano, this is a desperate situation. You guys are outnumbered, you're pinned down, there's acid spitting bugs coming at you, so you do get to roll some XP here. But yeah, shoot for desperate.
That's gonna be a 5.
Okay. So this is okay, so I'm gonna say, do you want to take out the like infantry, or are you aiming for one of the bombardier beetles?
I'm taking out the infantry. Bombardier beetles. I mean, I trust that our sniper and his backup can take them out. I'm focusing on the mass, trying to
Ooh.
reduce the threat and large.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I'm gonna say you do it, but you are gonna take 2 levels of harm as like they pour like they're charging it, and like some of their splinter rifles go off and are gonna start like shooting at you.
Got it.
And are gonna hit you and do some damage.
Is there any way to reduce harm?
Yeah, you can reduce harm if you want to spend the stress. You want to try and do the reduce move?
I'm actually gonna burn my armor.
Okay.
So I'll take 1 harm, and my armor is gone.
All right, sounds good. So yeah, so what does it look like as you like take this damage as you're just unloading into their ranks?
Yeah, I'm just basically sort of, there's a small sort of cutout in some of these lollipop sort of tree trunks, and I'm just firing, and a gout of acid sort of splashes next to it and just across my upper body. But I quickly just sort of like begin tearing off sort of like this breastplate that I have to sort of. I'm still burned by the acid, but it's not as a severe hit.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you pull it free, you can feel it like on your exoskeleton, sizzling away. So you can write scorched exoskeleton for the harm there. But yeah, you were still holding steady, and like you just grab back the machine gun emplacement. The twig emplacement, and keep on like unloading into their ranks. They've reached like the front of the lollipop forest, and they're like springing up. The firing is getting close. It's getting hand to hand. Corporal Day. So you're in your like you got to that cover area, right? Okay.
Yeah. I want to play to my strengths. I want to see if I can find some weaknesses in this charge. So I want to that which is part of Scout. So spot weaknesses or exploits, if there are any to be seen.
Excellent.
So-
Okay, this is desperate, so you do get to mark that experience.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll that Scout.
Yeah. Okay. 3 and a 6. So we got 6.
Oh man. Okay, so not the critical, but still very good. You're still good. You notice that on the bombardier beetles, they do have like armor made of old bits of metal and tinfoil, but they do have a weak point. You do see that like actually it's sort of like in the middle of their spine, like as they arch their backs to just some of the acid spewing out, like some of the armor is pulled back and there's like a gap there. So a good splinter could get through there and do some damage.
So as soon as I see that, I sort of go up to Breezehop and just be like, "All right, wait for them to spew. You'll see an opening in the armor right at I I explained it better than I'm doing right now.
No, that's a solid explanation. That works.
Understood. On the 5th day of the second month in the year, when the full moon is out, I will have my shot. Oh, sorry, wrong story.
Sure, old man. As I
Hey.
pat him on the back.
Okay. So Ralriok, you're trying to make it up to that bit of cover.
Yeah, I'm kind of trying to be within earshot of, or like either my earshot, but more or less keep Breezehop within my earshot so that I can say things without him, like, I guess, giving himself away. And just using
Okay.
whatever null I can to like just keep the front troops visible and then myself just kind of behind the hill.
Yeah. Let's go ahead. I could see maneuver for this because you're like kind of maneuvering to get to cover.
Right. Yeah, I think so. Maneuver makes the most sense.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
can
and
use-
again, this is
I can use
desperate,
this-
so be sure to mark experience.
Say again?
This is desperate, so you get to mark experience.
Where the hell is experience on this sheet?
Yeah, it's a little. I think in Blades in the Dark, it's like those little, those fun little daggers. But here, I believe it's that wheel.
Yeah, I think it's the wheel.
Mhm.
I
You
don't
would
know
get
if
like a point in whatever where it says insight, prowess, and resolve. You just get mark down.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
either.
like
see.
if
Oh,
you're like shooting and you're, during a desperate situation, you add a tick to prowess.
that makes sense. What happens when it
Yeah, I
maxes?
think this would be prowess, I believe.
Yeah,
When
this
it
is
maxes out, you get an extra point.
to place anywhere. Nice, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Yeah, maneuver's currently 1, but I think it would make sense to like spend some stress on this because stressful situation
Yeah,
and matters a lot. That I
absolutely.
do what I said I was gonna do. So I'll spend a stress. Unless it was 2, I can't recall. And yeah, here we go for maneuver. We've got a 1 and a 5, so we got a 5.
Okay. I will say you do it. But the consequence for this one, I'm gonna say serious complication. Poor Barkley was trying to follow you.
Oh.
But unfortunately, I mean, thanks to that blast he took, and then he's moving a lot slower. One of the lollipops takes a hit from a splinter rifle and explodes. Chunks of candy fall down, and a pretty big chunk like falls on his leg, pinning him down. And at this point, like the bombardier beetles are closing in. The Thornlanders are like fighting, with their bayonets, with clubs, with mandibles. It's just turned into like a full-on melee, and those beetles are like starting to pour acid everywhere, and he is definitely in the firing line for that. Let's have Breezehop and then go to Lucano.
Okay. I'm gonna use this moment to take the aim. So
Okay.
I pull out Rosie. You've all seen this before. I usually keep it under like a little wrap, but
Man.
it's my little pride and joy. And I just carefully like slide it forward, get real comfortable, ease into the dirt, and I'll use aim to set up and get ready for that shot when they're ready to spew, because Corporal Spin told me exactly when to shoot and not a moment before.
Absolutely. Definitely desperate.
Okay, nice. I get
Yeah.
as a trait, bold,
Mhm.
so I get to add a D to resist desperate actions. Is that correct?
Yeah. I don't know if we're doing the resistance just yet.
Oh,
Unless,
not
you see,
resisting. Okay, all right, got it. Thank you. I'm just asking because what it says. All right.
yeah,
so-
yeah.
All right, and then marking an aim. 5 and 1, so 5.
Ooh, okay.
Make it 6 tonight. Dang.
I know. Well, we got a few 6s in there. So nobody's got the critical.
Not yet.
Maybe we'll get. Oh, yeah, not yet. Yeah. So is this the Crimson Shot move?
If it's gonna get the beetle, yeah, I'm gonna do it because I hopefully will take out
Absolutely.
like the first one. Maybe it'll stop the second one from moving forward or something. That's my hope.
Yeah. I think it totally does that. Like, you fire into kind of the hole in the armor. It like rips through. It like blasts this bombardier beetle in half. Like it like collapses. Acid spills out, burns a bunch of the Nessenheim soldiers that are like running back, shrieking as there's like acid falling on their chin and their uniforms. It blocks the other bombardier beetle who's looking kind of confused, and then definitely buy some time to save the wounded bugs in front of you. But the assault's still going on. So that definitely definitely slowed it, definitely hurt them, but their assault is continuing. The counterattack's going on. Okay, Lucano.
A little woozy after that one.
Who was trapped underneath?
That is
Colin?
Private Pip Barkley.
I think I'm going to try to take out the other bombardier bug.
Okay.
So one got absolutely exploded. So I used the moment of confusion to sort of try to pepper it and take it out.
All right. This is going to be like everything is up close right now. This is going to be skirmish, I think. Unless, because yeah, we're in close combat. So unless you want to find some way to like withdraw.
Can I? Could I basically take my twig emplacement and just like jam it into its face and pull the trigger?
Yes, that's insane, and yes, you can do it.
Would that be a
This is
shoot or is that
absolutely
still a
desperate.
skirmish?
Yes. I would say it's a skirmish still because you're using it as an up close weapon.
Got it.
This is a desperate situation too.
It's definitely a desperate situation.
Can we give him
Yeah.
Can I give him a die by chance?
You
Not too
can.
far
Yes. How are you like helping him close in for this like desperate attack?
Oh, well, probably too far to help him close in.
Or just another way you're helping him like get this make this attack happen.
But let's see. Possibly, if I could like squeeze just a regular shot off on like the foot of this thing, so it like stutters and lets him just go right
Yeah.
up into it. Maybe. That's the best thing I can think of.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, you just you fire that off. It like sinks into its foot. You're doing damage. It's set up for you. All right, Lucano, you get the assist.
Okay. That is a 5 and a 3.
Ooh, okay. You do it. I'm gonna say you were gonna take one more level of harm. Is that all right?
I'm going to use my resistance to try to ignore that.
Okay, so let's do the resist roll. See how much stress you take.
This is prowess, so it starts with 2, and I will mark my grit, my final grit, since like this is towards the end of combat, anyways.
Yeah.
To give myself 2 extra dice, so I have 4d6. Try to
Oh,
roll
man.
a 6.
Okay.
And I do. I rolled a 6.
Oh,
I rolled 2 3s and a 1, but I also rolled a
Oh,
6.
Wow. And that like when you roll a 6, you cure stress, I believe, right?
When you roll a critical, so it's not a critical.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, very good. Yeah, no stress, no damage. You just so what does it look like as you like ram this twig emplacement right into the bombardier beetle's face?
I just sort of like obviously this large ant like goes over and like grapples with one of its limbs, yanks back part of its shell and just jams in the twig emplacement and just lets go. Just absolutely just right into the face of this unprotected face.
All right, yeah. You just like you spit a burst of like rapid fire twigs and splinters right into this bombardier beetle's face. It like tears through the chin, decapitating it. It collapses. more acid like bursts out of its back, spills down, hits more of the chain link grenadiers, and you hear the call like fall back, regroup, and the Nessenheim ants start heading back. Ralriok, from your kind of like perch where you're crouched there, you look out and you do see the leader of these of the chain link grenadiers, who is like a velvet ant. So which are not real, or sorry, velvet ant, which are like they're actually wasps, but they look kind of like ants with like a very fine sort of a fuzzy down over him that he's like very carefully sculpted into like exquisite facial and body hair. He is like an eye patch made of part of a rubber band over part of his face. And he's looking at you guys, sort of like taking the measure, gives like a slow, almost respectful nod, and then joins the rest of the soldiers heading away. So Lieutenant Scythe gets everybody together, and she's like, right, well, I don't know if they'll be coming back. It's getting dark. We need to fortify this position, make it ready. We took this ground. This was supposed to be step 1. We were supposed to take 3 more today, but this is as far as we're going, I think.
We're still here.
Still alive.
Lieutenant Longshanks comes out. He was like up at the front too, so he was looking like stunned. He's taken like a bunch of mandible bites, which are like wedged into his thin stick bug body, and he's like, Sergeant, very good. How did young Pip make it?
Did he?
No. He was crushed and bled out under that.
Oh, I was
chocolate
hoping that I could
lollipop.
grab him.
I'll take his dog tags.
Yeah, you just you reach down and rip the identity disc, made from. I'm trying to think of what's an extremely small chunk of grass, from his neck and pocket it. Lieutenant Longshanks just closes his eyes and he's like, "Poor lad," and I dare say he was not the only one.
No. It was not.
Right. Right, we've got to dig in.
Alrighty.
Okay. So all the insects, numerous other bugs from the Greenleaf Guards come up to join you guys too, and between you and the Thornlanders, you're able to make a pretty decent entrenchment using the lollipop chunks and the lollipop sticks to build sort of a wall above the trench you're building. You guys also see Lance Corporal Smidgley, that little velvet mite, has arrived too. And he's like, the plastic platoon. I'm searching for members of the plastic platoon of the Greenleaf Guards. Are they present by any chance?
Yes, we're here.
Oh, right. Well, I'm bringing some orders straight from the front. Things are a little bit of a mix-up. It seems your colonel has proceeded to the afterlife.
Oh.
Yes, it seems a particularly large Snickers bar that was being saved in the back for a treat to celebrate the victory was knocked off by an artillery round and crushed him, killing him instantly.
Well, he would have gone out that way.
Yes, a rather lamentable demise, I'm sure. So, the good news is that a new commanding officer, a new colonel will be arriving, will be transferred to the Greenleaf Guards very shortly, along with some other general staff for the regiment. In the meantime, your orders are to stay here and hold the line. I regret to say that the Great Backyard Offensive has so far been a complete failure. There have been just extreme casualties all along the line in our ranks, as well as the leaf ants as well. Many of them have fallen in the assault, but it is early yet. So take heart. The backyard offensive will continue.
Thank you. The orders to stay what we're doing already.
Yes, very good. Carry on then.
I'm gonna grab it and say, while you're at it, can you see if you can muster up some reinforcements?
Oh, that's not really not my. Okay, so I think
I'm just telling him to. I'm just telling him to go relay that message.
Oh, okay.
He's heading back to the HQ. Like, we need someone to go talk to them.
Absolutely. He's like, yes, it would be my pleasure to report that.
Good.
And he starts like scuttling his way back to the lines. Okay, so night falls. The first day of the Great Backyard Offensive is over. All along the line, the Hillish troops are digging in, trying to secure what little territory they did get, while the dead are carried away, and everyone knows that tomorrow when the sun rises, the battle is going to continue. Okay. That brings us to the end of this first chapter, this first episode of World War Bug. Let's go ahead and do the experience for all our good insect soldiers there.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
All right. So let's see. Maybe we'll just go through like because everybody has their own sort of questions they ask about how to get XP.
I see there's a soldier for me for the soldier. I see at the end of each mission, mark 1 experience. If I survive the mission.
Okay, Sergeant Lucano, yes, you survived.
Did I help my squad through courage and determination?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, when you were like getting, Georgie Speckles. Speckles was the only one who made it out unscathed, by the way.
Oh,
so
he
he'll
needed to
definitely
go
maybe
back.
he'll be moving up to soldier from rookie.
One can help. We need
So-
more soldiers.
Yeah, definitely got that one.
Yeah.
You bring your heritage or traumas. I'm not sure we have any traumas just yet.
Not the traumas just yet, but I did try to be both warm and stoic towards my compatriots.
Yes, and I think
Traits
like
of my
mentioning your
heritage.
past to the reporter also helped.
I guess I'll take 2 experience from that. So 1, 2, 4, and then
Okay,
for threat of the highest threat opponent on the mission.
right. That'd be the Bombardier Beetles. I'm gonna say they're a level 2 threat.
Okay, so 2 more on top of that. So that's 6 for me.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, Rail Ryok, let's see how you did for your questions.
Sure. And then these will apply to any action we choose. Is that the idea?
Yeah, they go. You can choose to either put them into your little playbook wheel or a skill wheel.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. If I 1 XP if I survive the mission.
You survived.
Hooray! I'll probably put that in. Ooh, I guess. Okay. In terms of on like, there's the left side of the line for like resistance rolls for like prowess. Like there's the left column, and then there's the rows. Can I put in the left column, or does it have to be to the right of that line?
If you
Well-
fully max out one of the wheel,
Yeah, you have to max out the wheel before you can put another dot.
That makes sense. Okay, cool. Put one in scout then. Let's go. If you helped your squad by staying out of the way or surviving despite the odds.
Oh yes, I think so. There were some dangerous odds, and you were one of the 2 who made it through without really taking. I don't think you took too much injury.
Yeah,
I took a lot of
again.
stress, but
I mean, he led the charge to get us into cover.
yeah, definitely.
Good job, Lane.
All
If you
right.
brought into play your heritage or traumas. I don't know if I did. On that.
Let's see. I think you did some. What was the heritage one that you picked? And
Heritage.
it's the Band of the Blades, the Band of Blades equivalent.
I don't know if I have one of those. I'm being fully honest.
Yeah.
okay.
The traits.
Yeah, you just kind of pick one.
Didn't you roll loyal for Lane?
Oh yes, sorry, yes, loyal.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought
there's
you did
definitely loyalty. You should
Cool.
for sure. So, definitely take the XP for that one. I don't think you have any traumas just yet, but
Yeah, I
we'll
don't
we'll
think I do.
see.
And then per threat of the highest threat opponent on the mission.
Yeah, that'd be 2 for those bombardier beetles.
2. Okay, cool.
All right. Let's have Corporal Day.
So I survived the mission, so that's 1. Held the squad through stealth or foresight.
Oh,
Pretty sure I did that.
absolutely. Like pointing
Yeah.
out those weak points. Yeah.
Yeah. Brought into play heritage or traumas. I got Traveler and Shrewd. I don't think I really did much. I mean, I kind of brought in my heritage when trying to avoid the reporter.
Oh
And-
yeah, I'll give you for that because you were
Okay.
kind of like that like oh yes a B.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
And then
2 for the
2 for
highest threat.
So yeah, okay, so it's 5. Okay. Coolio.
Okay. Breeze Hop.
Well, I survived.
Yeah.
Survived. If you helped your squad through keen observation or key shots.
Oh, I would say so. With like that
Absolutely.
taking out the officer and then the bombardier beetle.
If you brought into play your heritage or traumas, I didn't do the heritage rolls, but I did take a trauma for the crimson shot.
Ooh, okay. Well, I think you haven't really chosen a trauma. I think you got to like pick one of them, like cold, haunted, obsessed.
Oh, never mind. I apologize. See, that's why I'm just throwing it out there, and then you correct me. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a little confusing. It's like trauma, then you got it's like the meter, and you got to pick one. I think after it fills up.
Yeah, here's what it said in the thing. I'll put it in the chat. So that's why I was going off of that. And then last one. So, and then per threat of the highest threat opponent on the mission. I think you said that was 2, right?
All right, yeah, 2 for those bombardier beetles.
Okay.
Okay. So that covers the experience, and that brings this game to a close. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this this horrific the worst backyard outing of all. But you guys made it through. You stuck with your squad, which was hurt, but the plastic platoon survives. The regiment fights on. The battle's continuing. I think we will be here next week on the 1st. I mean, the 1st of August. And let me tell you, it's gonna get worse because somebody left the sprinklers on.
Oh no.
I feel like at the end of every episode, can it just pan out and you see like somebody barbecuing in the backyard, or
Yes, absolutely.
somebody working in the garden in the side, or kids throwing ball. Yeah, I think that'd
just
be
a frisbee zooms
Yeah.
past over all the
they just
carnage.
as they zoom out and fade to black. All right, awesome guys. Thank you so much for playing. Thanks for coming back and playing with us. New, old, consistent. Anybody's invited as long as you have that killer vibe. So we will be back doing the same thing, similar. We'll just continue this, and you'll see some similar faces, maybe some new ones, maybe some old ones. So stay tuned. We will be back next week, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific. So until then, make sure to pull up a chair and make time to tabletop.
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 We'll see you soon, everyone. Bye.